Segundo partido y tenemos a los campeones de Master Londres. Make some noise, que se escuche para Leviatán.
It's a Leviatán team that have just been, as we've been saying, I mean, we cannot sing their praises enough. They've been going from strength to strength, barely showing any signs of weakness in the process. Individually on each role, these players are just really defining, I think, in Americas as well. There's a reason why most teams have decided to just opt into the Neon Phoenix, because Leviatán are the ones that paved the way to showcase into that comp. It's just so damn flexible. But the way that they play it too is so unlike any other team. I think that it's really only, they get away with so much based on the individuals, based on Neon's chamber, based on Sadow's Phoenix, based on the Neon play overall as well, and how Spike plays that position. It's really even hard to be in contrast with them, even if you're trying to be copying their roles. That's what I like about MIBR on the other side of things, that they haven't necessarily always been opting into that.
E agora vamos receber os seus adversários. Make some noise! Façam muito barulho para o MIBR!
Yeah, it's another team as well, MIBR. I mean, this is the question, right, that we've got for this team. They have been purpose-built for greatness, for success. They haven't been able to reach the peaks that they set out for, to attend these international events, but they have an opportunity here. If they can take out Leviatán in this opening matchup, it would pave the way for potentially even more for this team. The things that they set out for, to lift trophies, to attend the top 4, potentially go all the way to Sao Paulo. We know that this team is capable of it. It just depends on whether or not they've got it in them.
MIBR definitely on an upward trajectory though, and individuals, even veteran players such as Aspas, have changed the way they play with this team that they have now. He's able to trust his teammates. He's able to trust second. He can take that second seed. He's not having the same amount of pressure, and they're just playing more free. And you can tell if you're looking at their gameplay here at LEV.
Yeah, I mean, I for one copied LEV, and also MIBR is also copying LEV. So for me, a big decider in this game is if they're able to reinvent themselves and take what they've learned from LEV and kind of have their own identity and reinvent themselves completely within the compositions that they've taken from them.
Okay, Abyss is being picked by LEV. That's spicy. Did you expect to see that today, especially from them?
Definitely did not expect that, but for me, that makes it so exciting to be able to watch this match. This is going to be one of the first Abysses, I believe, actually, in NA that we're going to be able to see here, so I'm very excited to see what they're going to pull out.
Yeah, I mean, as well, just kind of like substituting it out there, Breeze permaban. We were thinking, we were questioning at the beginning of the day, we didn't really know where to stand with it when it comes to the overall map pool for Leviatán, because, you know, just because your permaban's being removed doesn't actually mean that you're going to be good on Abyss. They've opted into it for the opening, right? And not just that, it's that, you know, the archetype of comp that they play, the Neon and the Phoenix, probably isn't the best fit for Abyss. So the question is, what are they going to be running? What roles are they going to be playing too? They're second, late to the party. It's okay. Show up whenever you want, buddy. It's all right.
I think I took a little sneak peek. I think we are going to be seeing Neon and Phoenix here from Leviatán.
Okay. If that is the case, that's insane.
And MIBR, I think when we talked about the new map pool, we talked about seeing Aspas on the jet here on Abyss. Would you be surprised if we see any changes in our predicted composition?
Definitely not for me. I mean, I think that's his tried and true, you know, that is Aspas at the end of the day. You remember him as the star jet player, everybody kind of looks up to him on that role. So I'd be more surprised if we saw him off-rolled from jet on this map specifically than anything else.
It's his playground really, isn't it, on Abyss? I mean, the way that this guy moves around the map is unbelievable if you put the operator in his hand. Weirdly enough as well, statistically, the beginning of the year when Abyss was in the map pool, it was MIBR. They didn't have a great showcase. I think they only had a 25% win rate on Abyss, which, you know, we think of it being a great map for them. But this is bizarre to me, because when I think of this Neon Phoenix comp, I think Abyss is a massive map. I think you're not going to be able to get the most out of the Neon and the Phoenix. I think the gap that you have to cross and cover is often too much to really get value, but they're still opting into it. They're still trying to get it done. I'm very curious to get into this, to see what they've got. And it looks like the double duelist archetype continues on the other side too, with Zek playing the Phoenix.
What you making of the compositions you're seeing here on the server, Glyph?
Definitely interested to see how this is going to play out. I mean, again, just like Brent, I don't understand or don't quite know or what to expect out of this Neon Phoenix pick on Abyss here. So I'm definitely excited to see what they've cooked up and prepared for Moner.
That's right. We're about to find out. Two juggernauts are ready to face off once again, and we've got Riff and Vincili on the mic for it.
We are headed to the unknown on Abyss, but what we do know here for this first round playoff match is that MIBR came into this season wanting to build an international team. So as they look across the stage at Leviatán, the Masters of London, they are thinking to themselves, how do we get to that stage and how do we crash through that ceiling, that Leviatán in front of us right now.
That's right. For MIBR, it's for Ospas to try to play it back in Sao Paulo. He hasn't touched that stage since lock-in. And for Leviatán, the rookies, the whole roster they built, 3 of them actually never been played in Brazil when they were playing from challengers onto the stage. So it's cool for them, for the road to Brazil, to make it there. But we're starting off on Abyss. I love the compositions for both of these teams. When you look at MIBR, it's focusing on Tex with this Vice. I think that's a hard counter into the Phoenix Neon that Leviatán has pulled over here. That they, by the way, haven't played this map for over 2 years. The last time that they played this on a VCT stage was back in Champs of 2024 in Korea. They're also owning on this map. MIBR during kickoff, not looking so good. 1-3 record, into 2026 of kickoff, and they're hoping here that the change with Tex going on device will help out.
Inferno finds one over towards that A side very quick as they back up and set up some defense. Watching through Neon in mid here to see if they can catch any transition. And back when we saw Abyss, it was Yoru's and Waylays, right? Sato on that Waylay. Ospas still favoring the Jet, so he's never forgot how to ride that bike. That's a nice shot as well, and Lev have taken not only chip damage, but we saw blows go down just a bit ago.
Seeing how annoying this is going to be for a Leviatán to execute on sites, especially with Tex playing on this Vice. In the past here, playing Cypher double trips onto this B side too, but this is very much going to slow down Leviatán on their defaults. They can't explode as fast as they can if they don't know where Tex is being set up at the beginning of these rounds.
Ooh, good fight. Mazzino reading the rotations now, and MIBR very solid here on pistol round. Just to read where Lev is trying to go, what information they're trying to source. And they leave with quite a bit of damage. Another catch and transition here, almost another one. But Sato kills on sight. Now in the 1v2, this becomes doable. 75 HP, but Ospas is his first challenger, and it's all too much. A defuse comes through. See if they'll wait to pick up a weapon too here. And again, calm, cool, and collected for MIBR and pistol.
Yeah, we have to draw the game plan as well for MIBR. Why are they coming out with this composition? Why stepping away from the KO as well when they were trying to play Abyss in the past? I think you're starting to see like the trend of how good Phoenix could be when you're giving up orb control on the attack side, on the defensive side. This is something that could allow for Zeki to get a lot of early space for MIBR. And this pistol round that was much needed here against the Titans of Leviatán. They were looking like the unstoppable force. This is now the 4th time that these two teams are facing off against each other this year in the VCT stage of the Americas. Leviatán currently leading it. Had a 2-1 scoreline, and MIBR looking to shut it down, looking to even up the score and move forward in the playoffs.
And keep that momentum in the upper bracket. It will be such a confidence builder here for what MIBR want to build. And now they force a fight towards that B side or A side, making sure orb isn't all that easy to get, and there's some chip damage for it too. Zekin pushing out, his life goes, and Mazzino gets one. Actually, Sato goes down. So flip on the other side, really nicely done to force the fact of that orb being picked up.
Yeah, really trying to deny that from Sato at the beginning too. Remember, this is going to be good or for Zekin or for Sato. When you try to pick up the orb on the B side, you could actually watch it down the line from an AWP or a scope or anything like that. So Leviatán just trying to bring the advantages back in their favor by farming as quickly as he can. Sato should have it in the next round.
Crazy to think about. And they haven't gotten one. He's still going to be a force on that bonus. And they're just waiting this out, even seeing if they can get information on the other side of the map. 30 seconds, still time to do something, but not all that much when there's also a gun diff on the map. Ospas looking to pick up a few more pips as Tex cleans it up. And I think Lev sees now that these sites are just being fully anchored. MIBR is not running around, they're not searching. Today's business.
Definitely meaning business for MIBR right now. A clean hold too to prevent Leviatán from getting any quick control over on the A side and try to get the plant down as well to bring the econ back up for the Leviatán squad. You're starting to see the lean of them a lot here towards the A side because of the setup of Tex over on B. That's going to make things a little bit more difficult and annoying to deal with, especially when you have the utility from Mazzino playing that up with Zekin for stalls. And then if you're trying to default on middle, which would be the responsibility from Neon here, you're facing off against Ospas with the scope.
And Tex was burying Envy last week, so more than happy to hang out on a site alone to anchor, as he was just killing it. Aspas will watch mid here, as it looks like Lev continues to set up just this search towards mid. Neon will take information, not too much space altogether, but just trying to read the plays.
It would be so important right now for MIBR to continue to build that confidence that they could convert this bonus round. But you just saw here Sato picking up the orb and getting the run it back ready. And even the swing from Neon finds all of that timing to drop Aspas and clears up the map for Leviatán to work with.
10 HP to see just how tight the engagements are. And they're going to keep being that way. But yeah, it does look like that crash over towards the A site. And Phoenix works really well in quadrants, and breaking these sites apart with the walls has always been the way in. We'll see how Lev produces that now. Nicely identifying Zekin up towards the heaven. And whoa, Sato's actually just going to creep in. What a smart play. This timing is insane. As they walk away from the run it back. And now they're just going to run right back in. Zekin and the rest of the team able to get these kills. How is the turnaround happening here from Lev, though? They keep pushing towards the back of the site, sourcing all of the members of MIBR.
10 seconds left.
Slowly finding their positioning in the site.
Still lower Neon and King, though. If Tex finds good timing here, it could still make it doable. That's why Sato is just anchored up on that site. Trying to be the first contact watching up towards heaven.
Not going to be the stinger. Sato having that run it back for the bonus round does pay off, and Lev saw the plan all along.
Still like what I saw here from Zekin. Usually when you're looking at the old style of trying to hold on Abyss, when it first came out, you're trying to recon dart on the top, trying to get some spams through the smokes when the exit comes in.
Yeah.
But what you're doing now with the Phoenix is you're just stalling with the hot hands, the blaze wall, and just making sure here that the players in the back of the site could kind of stay alive, block the vision of your attackers, and it allowed MIBR still to rotate quite quickly into the site and to do some good damage onto Leviatán. Although Leviatán stops the bleeding to convert the round, and also a switch up from MIBR on the defense. Up now in the hands of Aspas to look on the top of middle. You'll see this battle come a lot here between Aspas and Neon, who were the last time they went toe-to-toe, trading off 9-9 in duels against each other.
Now they crash in, Spike Zine onto Tex immediately, and that Vice Util is going to be out. But the pings are good, the trades are better for Sato and squad on Lev's side, and instantly 2 down for MIBR, and they have to retake with Aspas' up if they even want to get to that side, and they already start to backpedal.
Yeah, that's the responsibility of Aspas, just keeping the watch on to Neon on middle. But so far, if you're looking from this minimap here, Neon likes to do this walk over and just hide in this corner. So trying to stay in range of the TP, hold the off angle to play onto the top to cover up here the link and the rotates. So there's going to be a lot of these learning from your opponents for Aspas round after round just to try to shut down Neon. But the more that you add that threat onto Aspas, the more it allows Leviatán to just go for strong hits here on the A side with a double duelist look.
I mean, it looks like Sato almost just wants to run in there. He's keeping the pace. Yeah. Oh, no way. He got another one, actually. He's 1 away from ult. Just 2 rounds later. That's insane stuff from Leviatán. And that's Sato getting the crowd going right now.
I mean, with these type of injuries, both him and Spike are doing such good damage here on to MIBR. Sato, who's paved the way, too, into the Phoenix meta, into the Americas, where Asuna decide to take over that. And then starts to be the specialist here for the Phoenix in the Americas, but Sato's not too far behind. It shows here through these replays, already 1 pip away until his next ult, into how devastating he could be when he's on fire with this agent.
And our first time at B here for Leviatán. Oh! Nope, we're not looking at that. Close your eyes. Avert your eyes. Still pushing in. Sato takes down Zek and gets him from the last round to this round right away. And now they try to take a few. Look at the crossfires they already have as they creep into the site. Mazzino doesn't even have an angle to look at. And even losing Spike, they're still going to be okay.
Take flight.
This just becomes good read from King so far. And we're talking about, at least for me, saying that Leviatán should slow down the tempo round after round. They just went for 2 strong site hits, even contesting against Tex Utility the previous round on the A site.
Swings, gets a little head punch there as the trade is converted, and Aspas cannot get the op online for more than one there, and Blows takes it out of his hands.
Up and loud for sure is Sato. Again, to stay on to the conversation though of the Phoenix picks too, this is actually a region here that we have in the Americas that picks Phoenix a lot, 41%. While you look at the other region here for EMEA, only 37%, China only 22%, and APAC on 28%, so you're looking at more double initiator, double controller, or double duelist where you're going with the Yoru instead in APAC. But here for the Americas, they want to up the tempo with the flashes that the Phoenix has, the quick ults that you're able to continue to leverage. Remember, Asuna is able to get an ult almost every 3 rounds. Sato already using 2 so far within 6 rounds against MIBR. You see how devastating it could be here on the defense for anybody trying to face off against that.
And they give MIBR another read to look at this time, keeping them guessing. I mean, in the scheme of things, Lev always says that they think they're better against teams because they can switch things up. Well, here, it's a new map for both of them, so every strat feels new, and Sato and Squad are going to get a really nice timing in mid here. They'll lose one on the caboose as Neon goes down, but they do take a quite bit of space here as Sato just models Mazzino in the corner. It doesn't end there. A quick flash on Aspas. No one is safe. And you could just hear Sato running around the map, screaming like a banshee.
A clean and high eco for Leviatán, but Sato is already at 12-2. The wall contact plays, the fast hits towards the sights. He is going to be the tip of the spear so far throughout this half. And also has been the one leading the charge for Leviatán that led them to their Masters London trophy. And to see here, it's been, what, 2 weeks since Leviatán has played. It almost felt like it was yesterday. Already not skipping a beat in terms of the vibe, standing up and staying loud, and also keeping MIBR within their seats, and also forcing the first time out of Coach Fraud on the MIBR camp.
It will come in. And the LEV does seem more than prepared. King mentioned recently they had everything prepared coming into stage 2. Notes were all set and clean each match. And they're one of the teams that doesn't say, oh, we're just focusing on us. They focus on their opponents, and it shows how they just take them apart each match.
Right now, MIBR has to figure out the game plan on how to deal with Leviatán. It's been a lot of passive holds, especially with the scope that Aspas brings. Top mid, top B, not really forcing out the extremities on the battle, and it's harder for them to do. You can't go for any deeper flashes as if you had the KO in your hands in your comp. And even for this round, only a Blade Storm. You see him rotating across the map, some last-minute calls here to pivot to help out on Zekin, where maybe they want to fight toe-to-toe with Leviatán just around the corner of the A side.
Get out of my way.
Well, trick dart, easily shot. We'll see how Lev is approaching this round towards the A site.
Tipa fez a play. Quer abrir? Vamos abrir por fora do mapa. 1, 2. Nada. Pega, óbvio, Sato.
Aham. Tô anti-flash, tá? Fica. Deixa eu ficar na direita.
Para aí, calma aí aqui.
Na direita, vou pegar. Tá. Vamos sair.
Guys, me escuta, vamos pra onde você quiser, Bruno tem tudo meio.
Eles têm ult, tá, King?
Tá suave.
Tá.
Tá, vamos botar um fake.
Eu vou botar um fake onde? Manda um fake A, viado.
Tá.
Vai pra B, joga alguém?
Eu não, fake, preciso Spike e você blow.
Tá. Eu vou botar Spike se eu tagar alguém, tá?
Nem vou entrar.
Tá,
Eu vou fazer
faz parede, aham. Bora abrir junto aqui?
Bora.
1, 2.
Tá movendo o timer, guys.
Aham, dá pra ficar só preso daqui.
Vou ter que ficar antes, Bro.
Tá, eu tô fechado então.
Você quer plantar? Ou você avisa o...
Guys, avisa quando nós puder fazer, tá? Fora do mapa, fecha, ele não viu ninguém.
Voltamos pra? Vamos abrir?
Vamos abrir.
Não, muito tarde.
Aberto. Vamos fazer.
120 no jet, guys.
Mano, vai ver mesmo.
3A, guys. 3A. Vai ver solo retake. Ele vai estar fraco A. Na B.
Vamos entrar aqui. Cravado bom.
Não, é Zowie vai pra B.
Eu vou parar da direita.
Tá sozinho, cuidado.
Antes do cara jogar retake, planta alguém, vamos fightar CT, guys, com a minha ult. Me avisa a ult.
CT aqui.
Tem que sair.
Você ulta pro Bru.
Posso também avisa essa ult aqui, Bruno, reta.
Vai ter que entrar na mão aqui, viado.
Calma, dá tempo.
Não,
Tá
vai já,
fechado. Consegue me ajudar?
Avançaram a maga, avançaram a maga.
Tá.
Plantão aí?
Dois base costa,
Tá.
Mano, vai tem pra frente.
Eu posso bangar alto.
Rápido.
120
Calma,
jet.
depois do runner. Manga agora.
aí?
Dois costa, guys, dois costa.
120 jet.
Clina aqui.
Direito.
Mais um também.
Valeu.
Valeu.
NT.
A great hold by MIBR within that round. Love the proactiveness of the team on the defense. You see at the minute mark, usually you want to drone out, try to figure out where your opponents are at, but instead, you have the 3-player walk-up. Ospas to be the one jumping across the void and could dash away in case he spots somebody, then you have the reaction out from the controller, out from Zekin right after. You see the answer back from Leviatán, who are trying to sell a fake towards the A site from the very beginning with blows and also Spike, utilizing the Hunter's Fury to pull the rotates across. But because that failed, it was impossible and very hard for Leviatán to get into the B site when all of Tech's util is there. So great delay, great holds, great proactiveness. And MIBR are able to defuse that spike and keep the game within 1.
You want to play? Let's play.
And an aggressive Ospas wants to keep that momentum going. Takes Blow's head off as he repositions. Probably see him going top site. Tex already has covered the lower part of the site. And the rotation here from MIBR comes over to squash the rest of LEV out. How do they even call around this? Maybe some shots from Neon. He's already sourced out, and they have to replan all of it.
Well, at least you have Sato that's inserted inside the B site. He could do a little bit of damage here while the rest are trying to move back towards A. So as Neon called the rotates, saw 2 players jump across towards that B site, it comes down to how much damage Sato could do or how much noise Leviatán's going to make towards the A site so that Sato gets the backstab in the end. All of MIBR just waiting to play that retake over on that B site. Only one watching towards the A main, which is going to be Mazzino over for MIBR.
And they've chosen to split up into ones. What a sliver shot from Neon. What they don't know about Mazzino, King cannot move too fast. He's got to clear the site just like any other time. They identify that one is there with 30 seconds. You see King just glance at the top of his screen to figure out what that clock timer is. And just like last round, they try to sell the fake, but this one is completely omnipresent for almost the entire round and finally will end at B site.
And because the full rotate for MIBR goes towards the A site, Ospas has to land a shot.
Will he peek it? Hunter's Fury comes out, dashes their chances for the round. No chance to plant, a little chance for the cash, but no. Will they even get it? Yeah, the push won't come through. Tex finalizes another kill on the round, and MIBR is leaving Lev guessing on these rounds.
Man, I really wanted to see a highlight reel shot there from Ospas, but anticlimactic Hunter's Fury from Verno. But that's now 2 rounds here. Have to give credit to MIBR of how they're able to sort the pressure that Leviatán's trying to bring early. It was actually MIBR putting the first foot forward, getting that off shot from Ospas down towards that B line. Just slows down Leviatán in the mid-round, trying to make a play because of the insert from Sato. But MIBR were still able to stay calm and leverage what they had within their toolkits to now tie up this game.
And now the Lev timeout with Owner on your screen. You can see his past teams there as well. Crew, Lev.
Yeah, it talks a lot about the pressure or how the preparation from Owner as well with Lev Academy, starting off last year with them. They won Stage 1 with a 13-1 record. They won Stage 2 after with a 12-2 record, and then going into kickoff, it was a slower start, as Brent mentioned. You know, Neon wasn't eligible to play yet. Right. They had some role issues because of that. But then as soon as they stepped back onto the stage here at Stage 1 for the VCT Americas, made it to Grand Finals, won Masters London, and now just 2 wins away to make it here to the road to Sao Paulo, being the unstoppable team. What everybody was talking about at the beginning of 2026, in the offseason of 2025, that Leviatán were going to be the dark horse of this year. They've proven it in spades here when they started their debut at Stage 1 of the Americas. They're hoping to reach here again. Home turf in Brazil, and to qualify here to Shanghai.
And crazy how they fulfilled the dark horse and just became the beasts right after. Honestly, crazy stuff. Neon fully challenged here in mid with 3 trying to pressure down. He's going to eat a flash, but dash away. TP, that is. And he'll be safe for now. Oh, I'll run it back actually to chase him. So MIBR is activating quite a bit on this round, and they will
Beautiful.
Get a little fruit out of it. Ospas takes down Neon for their fight. How is this clear going to happen, though? The timing, the jumping, the parkour. Holy crap, Verno. Teach me the dance. That was insane stuff. Still, MIBR has to make their way into the site. They haven't really gained any ground, even with what's happened. Dropping in from Waterfall, trying to take everything away from Lev. They dash forward, in and out of that ultimate to keep themselves guarded and weaponed up. King with the timing, but he has to play off the team's comms in this wall, and that's King going down. Zekken's gonna find another one. Mazzino and Zekken have created such chaos in here, but they can't find themselves just on the spike for enough time, because that spike gets the kill of 4K now, as he brings himself back online.
What a big round there for Spike. A 4-piece in a round, slowing down as well the retake from MIBR, who had such a good plan to take down Neon. As that mid lurk, look at that beautiful pick by Aspas. But then again, it comes down to both here, Sato and Spike holding out the A main line. He, by the way, for Spike, who's played, what, over 45 maps of Neon since that stage 1. Outside of that, Agent has only played Omen on like 3 maps. So when you talk about a specialist for different agents, we'll hold that thought though. MIBR fighting back towards the A main.
Oh my god, Aspas and Zekken got it covered from A to Z over towards the A side, and it is going to be King having to back off. Chamber, push mid, Neon looking for more with the operator, but they are just stunted at every push here to start their rounds, Vance. Lev can't find the answer.
That was a nice push also moving into the corner as well. You look at the openings from Leviatán round after round at the A side, there's just a recon dart that Zekken breaks, but there's no drone that follows up to clear the right side. So they deny all of that. They're putting King solo where, yeah, he could be a clutch master right now, but it's a 1 versus 4 with all of that util still available on the B site. Maximizing orbs now potentially.
Few shots now. King even trying to dance back and forth. Verno just stands in the open knowing they would have a trade anyways, but confidence comes through first, and MIBR tie it up now. Scrambling a few rounds in there, back and forth with Lev. Oh my gosh. Not afraid to be aggressive here.
I mean, Aspas is just showing some of that cannon off that he does, just like he did on Ascent against Envy. Not afraid to go unscoped and fight against his opponent's close range. And gets value out of that one, and now we're just keep going back and forth. This is looking very good for MIBR. Remember, their Abyss games during kickoff, they barely scored double digits in their matches, in their losses. 2 of them against Energy. I think only getting 4 rounds as well.
Really trying to find the identity at that time and how this squad would work. Tex now gonna have to anchor up with that Vice util. Does have a little breathing room here, but nobody is actually on the way to help. Just up towards, he's able to get 1. That's a big one, actually, for the retake to work for MIBR as Sato falls.
Gonna shut down Neon again. But this time he's able to set a forward trip. Not the best trip, though.
There's always 2 people looking for him, right? They have to send a squad. He deserves it. And he's actually going to be able to play a bit of the timing, too. Keep him wondering, and still Zekken had the line and is cleared off of it. I don't know how he does it. They are 100% looking for him, but he still finds an opening. Multiple people on the lookout. Another round for Lev, like you said, trading it back and forth here as both teams are really starting to get a read on each other.
Neon's also able to do that, just ADSing or just fragging out with the Vandal. Doesn't always need an operator right now to take mid control, and that's been a lot of standards for teams trying to open up on the attack side when you have Chamber in your comp. The responsibility that you have to take mid control. Notice a lot here from challengers going into the VCTs. Neon's playing that to perfection, showing as to why he hasn't slowed down since getting the MVP title here of Masters London. Also, Owner unlocking his potential on mostly the Chamber on a lot of these maps. Switching out to Omen if he needs to on Split. But this also comes to show to what King was mentioned before in the pre-game interview with Dan Dryad, where he says Breeze being out is actually very good for us. Why? Because it was their permaban that allows them to now manipulate their map pool back in their favor moving into the playoffs to sit very comfortably in the playoffs. Last round of the half, Aspas looking for first blood again.
And what a first half it has been here. It could be tied up between these two titans as Spike slides in that time, keeping some ground under his feet, but Aspas will sweep that right out from under him. Trades through the smokes, trades around the map. No, just still here at B. As they look again, Aspas actually the switch, the timing they had to have heard or seen the barrel of that weapon as they dash through. He still finds one, almost gets the dance. Verno saves his life, but King is able to sit both down. Crown himself just for a moment in the sight here.
And that's bingo against Verno, though. The top clutcher of this stage. Currently in the Americas.
He's taken a different form recently. Louder, up out of his chair, something we've never seen before here with the squad. And it seemed to activate him a little bit more now that he doesn't have the IGL weight on his shoulders. The timing to read King now, the IGL of Lev.
Caught the dink.
And put a huge chunk of damage down. Trying to get all of his util out, use everything he has with one shock dart left. Knows that it's just going to be a long peek here. Why would Neon be anywhere else? He knows the play. And a dink again! He's now sourced both. He's going to be able to clear the distance, but he's made noise. He has to stampede across, so something else has to come out of his hat for this play, and Neon's going to find him right before he can get on top box.
So close there for Verno to pull up another clutch. Got the dings against his opponents, isolated the fights, found the time and even bait the shot. But in the end, it's still these stoic shots of Neon. This time with the operator to shut him down.
Oh.
But MIBR coming in with good preparation against Leviatán. Remember, they have to win out here to make it to the top two to make it here to Shanghai.
We're swapping sides. We'll come back. This series is far from over. Don't go anywhere. VCT Americas after this.
We have LEV against MIBR. Big matchup. Who's winning that one?
I mean, come on. It's obviously MIBR. No, LEV are the obvious favorites, but I think Tex is going to pull one out for me today. He knows I'm going to be in the crowd, and he's going to have a life game today.
I mean, LEV are too good. MIBR stand no chance.
I mean, my hope would be that it's not super close because I want them to cleanly get the win. But it's it's MIBR. It's no pushover. So I definitely think that it's going to be a tough battle.
I think between the two, no matter who wins, I'd be happy. But I really want MIBR to win, even though I know it's going to be really close.
I think I have to go with a 2-1 MIBR. I think they looked pretty good against last time with LEV versus MIBR and during group stage. And I think they can close it out this time.
We start the second half with LEV. A 2-round lead over MIBR here, but that pistol round for MIBR would instantly close that up. All things considered here. They reset. Fraud's only got a timeout there under the belt to make sure the team can get back in order, and they just had a chat here, so let's see what the team can start with.
And stealing this map away from Leviatán would mean a lot here for MIBR. They who during the play-ins looked pretty good, but I'll be honest, their strength of schedule, though, wasn't the best for them. They defeated a Cruise that didn't look too great from the season into the play-ins. Same thing for Envy. Qualifying is one thing, but being able to beat against Leviatán today will definitely give them that confidence moving forward in the playoffs to potentially here put Aspas back into an international stage. Zekin as well.
And terrify everybody by sending LEV to the lower bracket. And then Aspas says, well, we'll send them either way. Starting off nice with 2 kills here for MIBR. They can slow it down for a moment and really regroup the forces. Neon's going to be pushing from the other side. That's going to be a meeting between him and Mazzino. And that is Mazzino going down to the Headhunter.
Played team deathmatch so far on middle and also towards the extremities.
And again, and again. Oh, trying to push up through the trademark too. Thinking maybe there's still timing and the util was left alone.
All right, another attempt now for Verno to clutch one out. And there's only Neon that's one-shottable. And you're already grouped up on the side. Ooh. Dude, that bandit from Sato.
It's always been insane. That skin, if you ever use it, you can see for Sato, free headshots.
One down.
Trading out pistols now for Leviatán and MIBR. Unfortunate too, you're seeing from the replays that a lot of these scenarios outside from Sato's shots, it's been MIBR having an opportunity to win their duels first, being able to shoot first, and unfortunately not connecting the shots.
He's 17-8. What in the world? He just has the capability of being Phoenix. It doesn't matter the map. He is Phoenix. This continues to happen. King waiting to lay down the verdict, and he gets one judge on. Blows with a nice trade through the smoke, knowing that hot timing and the line he needed to fire on. Almost getting it again there. We'll find Tex being a little curious. And this should be an easy cleanup round, but MIBR want the cash. They got the stingers for the plant.
Right here. Take flight.
Now ready, just waiting for Neon to be able to peek with it. Mazzino says no here. It's just Lev being able to bounce back for another round. And this is going to be tough for MIBR now to kind of start a string of things. I don't know if the momentum will be there. Lev's going to be fully ready. That defuse comes through, actually going to Spike. I think they'll leave it for Sato. We'll see.
Still singing very loud right now to not give a chance for MIBR to really come back in this game. We talked about it going back and forth a couple of times here, but I think you're starting to see this lead spread in favor of Leviatán. Staring at him dead in the eyes when Sato's jumping up. And you're still seeing on here. Ospan's doing whatever he can. A strong start on the piss round to score another first blood. But unfortunately here is not giving a chance for MIBR to get two pistols in this first map. Neon bringing out the Outlaw. MIBR forced to be on another save because the last round was a force for them to overtake a site. Taking a little bit out of G2's playbook. Unfortunately, they lost too many of the bodies at the beginning.
See how Zekin leads the charge on this. Aspas to make noise on the right side of the map. So MIBR with 1 minute left having idea to crash onto A. It's going to be orb grab. Zekin still quite a ways away. Him and Sato actually equal on those orbs, so it's not going to be a factor of this round. It's just the setup. MIBR is trying to look ahead.
Just get that onto Zekin. Got the insert from Aspas at the beginning of the round as well. Maybe try to get in to get a spike plant.
They will try to utilize it. The God Dart goes up top site, trying to get some pings, but King hiding in the anchor smoke. The rest of Lev trying to be secret here as they keep themselves hidden behind the tracer shots. And alive. That's the biggest part here. They can all crash back into the site. A tough buy since MIBR went for stingers, so another round should be going to Lev. The pressure's on their shoulders to win this site back. MIBR pushing forward. They're actually trying to take space, but they don't know if they want to get on that long line just yet. It's a game of cat and mouse for the first peak, and it is going to be Zekin to try to get across. They go to protect each other, and that is the downfall Lev hoped for. Pushing into the site, one more kill on Mazzino. The defuse comes through. The all points will still be there, but this is going to be Sato picking up his big one.
Still another big round here where some good damage was done for MIBR. King and Blows hanging on to their health bars at the end of this round. Loved here that you instantly went inside that smoke after King was spotted. So you could try to get in there, take control of that spot, and then utilize the smoke to your advantage to at least get the plant down. That'll bring the economy up, and unfortunately still not enough for Aspas to bring on an operator on the attack side. So thinking about it, adding that pressure over onto A. The next win con that you could bring here is to try to get that ult up for Zekin. So Tex is going to watch that push over on the B side. You'll have a 1v1 on middle with Mazzino moving up. And the other three working all together. Aspas, Zekin, and Verno to get the orb over on the A side. Or, yeah, on the A side.
Picked up there. Like you said, Mazzino hovering in towards that mid. If they want to go back for the other orb, it's enough, but they may try to bank off the kill. That would give Zekin that run it back. It's going to all have to happen within the combination of hitting the site. Source a little too much gunfire and protection on that from the drone. And MIBR is going to back off.
Leviatán playing a masterclass of an Abyss so far. Again, after not touching this map for 2 years, over 2 years.
Insert double duelist.
Still play like it was yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Inserting double duelist. Last time they played was Lever JSM Harbor, but now you play to the strengths of the players. Spike on the Neon. Sato with the run it back to fight back towards the B site.
Neon almost gets 2 on that, but they shut him down quick enough. This is exactly what MIBR wants to get that comeback started here and keep Lev anywhere away from 12. Spike on 1. This has been the bad part for MIBR, being able to protect the site, find the angles. They get crushed by these quadrants that Lev fights in. Take some space. Now Lev is actually right under their nose, and MIBR has no idea it's coming on top of the box. Spikes gets 1 more, slides in on Verno too, as Lev just make the B site their home. Spike toying with Mazzino as they push him off. Hey, careful how much you play with your food, as King gets that last one. The high fives and the defuse in combo come out from Lev.
That was so close too.
Yes, a little too close.
Mazzino almost had him until the concuss came down from King and forced the swing out from Mazzino and just couldn't spray the 2 players. What a nice slide there from Spike. There's a reason why here that King mentioned that Spike is the best Neon in the world in his eyes. And that is an example right there.
Oh. Makes you dizzy watching it. Imagine playing against it, trying to keep your crosshair in the right position. Makes you feel like your first day with your new hands, honestly. A timeout now from Fraud. The final hour of the first map here is Leviatán. They have not changed form. They have not let up form. They continue right after Masters London here with the same form.
Yeah, I mean, if you're thinking about Masters London for Leviatán until now, they've only dropped 2 series in total. 1 at Masters London itself, and then 1 against Energy during Stage 2.
Oh, the champ.
Of the Americas. Yeah, exactly, right? So, and then who did they lose at Masters London? Against Paper X. So, yeah. The ones that always reach the grand finals over on the stage, but at least now focusing on Aspas. I mean, he has found some good footing against Leviatán the last time these 2 teams played against each other, right? I think he was the only one that had a +9 differential, +- differential to his favor.
Mm-hmm.
You also see how his style has changed a little bit more. Bren talked about it, where he plays a lot more like a secondary duelist, and you're trying to see some role switches, or Glyph was mentioned in that as well.
Yeah.
But this time, going back into his comfort role as the Jet, he's finding his value once again.
Yeah, we did see this also on Ascent. From them, they were playing Envy. He was able to kind of pop off. It's just so much comfort.
Yeah.
And they'll be heading over towards this A site this time. No operator, though. But they will be up against Neons and the rest of the team pushing down mid. Mazzino has his work cut out for him here. Could be good for... Oh, pinged right away. Slide in. A very nice catch on Spike. But there's always Sato.
Yeah, that's a huge pick also with information that allows MIBR to tempo up a lot more quickly for a plant. And look at it. They also had it for Verno to be the Hunter's Fury to try to secure the 6th round for MIBR.
This is perfect for Neon to get in first, too. No Astra Smokes to anchor the site for MIBR. Lots of peeks, lots of players peeking. And MIBR now has to choose those very carefully when they want to get out into the open. Just heads being shaved right now. Holy hot hands coming from Sato. Forces 2 out. The displacement's crazy, but they're not expecting that angle. And Tex, nice shooting, comes across with 3. And now Neon has to run the other way. Exactly what we saw from him in the previous week. And he follows through today to pick up an incredibly big round for MIBR.
That was such a huge wombo combo, though, by Leviatán to retake over that B site. The Gravwell to the Concuss over to the Hot Hands. That would have melted both players on site until Tex swings out and grabs a 3-piece, catching players off guard. Tex has been under the microscope since kickoff. Taking a little bit of that blame. Remember when the devs was talking about Artazine playing for MIBR last year, taking the brunt of the blame into the failure of Champs last year. Tex now was the one that was like, hey, I'll fall on the sword right now.
Yeah.
The reason why we kind of failed at kickoff, not being able to make it to Santiago when they had 3 opportunities to do so. This time, though, most recently has put up some incredible clutches in the last couple of weeks.
Fourth push from Neon. Quickly TP's out. But the height is there. They know Aspas is going to be on the right side. He tries to get an elevation. Plays in the anchor smoke. A beautiful shot from Neon here to stunt a bit of the MIBR play, but they're in sight. And now everyone's looking for Mazzino in mid as they encroach back towards that A site retake.
The big thing is right now, can Vernal cross back over towards B main because he has that Hunter's Fury, and Leviatán, they want to pressure that quickly.
That's going to be a big help to make sure that happens. Cosmic Divide goes out. 2 Cosmic Divides. We're going to get perpendicular here to the site as now everybody's going to have to force themselves back in a bit just to get those audio cues, to get the angles to protect each other. And it is protection is the key here. King and the rest of the team have a high-low, which gives Lev such an advantage on the entry into the site. Mazzino to play with Util and everything he can, but from this position, we've only seen the pressure go in favor of Lev, and it does once again.
Seeing a little bit of mistakes coming out from MIBR this time around too, when the Cosmic Divide comes out on the defense, a lot of them falling back down towards that B ramp and leaving Vernal alone where he should have been the one staying alive towards that bottom with the Hunter's Fury. Silverline is that they could carry it over to the next round, but Leviatán looking still very strong on Abyss, looking like a team that is going to be hard to deal against, a team that has a strong map pool going into these playoffs.
And the final round of the first map already coming through with 12-6. Leviatán is making a statement here. Another one. Neon peeking from a different angle. And actually, this is going to be a great hit from MIBR. Lots of time to set up. That's been a problem for them, is figuring out where to defend.
Here.
You talked about that Hunter's Fury being alive. Verno is in position. Aspas wants to push forward here, catches King off guard. That's the timing that they needed. And to keep this map alive. That's the only other outcome. MIBR. Looks like they're actually going to buy enough time here, and Lev are happy to give that space up.
I mean, as soon as you have Aspas on the top of heaven, there's no way for you to encroach back for a flood retake when the running back got canceled at the bottom of B. Looking for exits are Leviatán. They'll be able to do so. That's going to force a couple of buys in for MIBR. Their economy is not the best. They can't lose too many players moving into the next round. They've already lost 2.
Yeah, that gets a little worrisome. Now, you rely on the Hunter's Fury. You rely on the things that were supposed to be in addition to a round you win. So we'll see how that happens. Actually, Tex goes for the swing again. The confidence is overflowing for him, and he takes down blows. MIBR keep map 1 alive.
Yeah, we talk about how expensive that was, though. They almost lost 4 players until Tex was still able to win his 1v1 against Blozine.
Yeah.
Back and forth we go with the Hunter's Fury still available for the attack side of MIBR. A team who's trying to find and prove here to the world that the super team that was built at the beginning of this year is going to be a Champions contender once again, just like last year.
Oh, the push here coming in from Lev is just too strong, just too quick in the minds of MIBR immediately. And what round have they done this on other than mid? They haven't, so MIBR are completely confused and now have to regroup on that space. They're going to go back to Verno.
Neon's been annoying to deal with here when he's taking these forward lines. You're forcing MIBR to, should we drone early? Should we go for body peeks? Should we try to do something here? And it allows Leviatán to take such early control around the map, where this should be MIBR once they take the attack side.
Neon, another kill as they enter into the site. The flash is ridiculous. Not a player on MIBR could see. And the rest of Lev just holding angles. That's not a good idea, though. Verno still alive, and inside a trademark sits both Lev members down guarding A.
King and blows on the retake with the dart still available. Just got shot out, and now Verno still has the element of surprise.
Just has to commit to an angle, but also have his head on a swivel. Remember, this is going to be that final round. Hunter's Fury couldn't even come into play for him if he doesn't clutch this one up because of how pressure hungry Lev is, and that's going to be Blows. Pressuring it all by himself as they go one-on-one for the site. And that's the defuse for Lev. A clean affair here on Abyss as we get back onto the map. It has been a tough season for them, although a big fish in this little pond of Americas. There's a lot of big fish over here. And Lev, one of the biggest, if you will. Masters London champions continue to show up in every single game. It's now MIBR's turn to show us why they made this super team. They'll be defending first, trying to read the plays of Lev as they start out towards A.
I think, too, Sato has only pulled out the Yoru back at kickoff. Outside of that, though, has been the forefront of the Phoenix Neon meta here for Leviatán on the attack side. The drone did get information as Vernal spotted one, and that forces a full rotate of 3 players to stack towards the A site. It's a good read.
Zekin ready. Curve just around the corner once they make contact. It went behind a few players, but he's still able to clean and clear them up. Going in for the knife. Oh my God, Verno. He didn't let him do it. There's another kill, though. There's the third one. So many pips already, and Zekin did stay on that Phoenix, so these are going to count big for the early game.
Coming out with a vengeance for MIBR in this piss around, too. Zekin being barely damaged, and a flawless 2 at that. You're seeing as well, Verno. I think I could read lips. I think the Yahoo is coming back. So bring the vibes back up now for MIBR. Not being flustered, losing 7-13. And a huge 3-piece from Zekin to start off this piss round. He who actually was one of the pillars as well for Sentinels when he won Masters Madrid. Yeah! In 2024, tied for the most kills in a BO5 at the global stage at 101 until that record got broken by Khan himself later that year in Champs in Korea. Now he's hoping to find here better pastures with MIBR, more winnings with MIBR this year.
And another MVP performance.
Yeah, but it hasn't been there yet. And he's hoping here that he is able to at least relinquish a little bit of that and see MIBR back into the forefront as one of the top teams in the Americas in this matchup here.
Playing patient. I say that as soon as Neon finds a headhunter, and just that takes off Zekins.
Gun here.
It's just enough opening for the map, and yeah, you saw Neon just ping it. They're going to source that gun with the entire team. And who's going to run it forward? Probably going to end here towards A, drone up. These placers for safety. I think Lev does a good job at cooling the round down, especially when they need a little bit of time. Grab that gun, and they'll head in now. Aspas with a few, tries to go for the no-scope, but Spike comes in with that Guardian, that upgrade, and that is sitting MIBR right down. Tex, so many angles to look at. He's going to have to swing the Spectre in a 360, and Sato cleans him up before he gets in the sight. Lev strike immediately.
Yeah, strike back and shuts up MIBR. I don't know that second hit from Spike. Was he blinded from that one? Because it was full hit by the Paranoia. Let's see over here. Oh, it's a beautiful scan that came out here from Blows. Makes things a little bit easier. As the young fraggers out from Leviatán continues to rain terror against any opponents that they face. Not stopping here from the performances since the stage 1 of this year. That now puts MIBR into a full pistol round. Best weapon you have now is a Sheriff in the hands of Aspas. He's currently tucked up here inside Bunny. Just trying to catch one. Player 1.
Go, go, go!
They're attempting everything. Spike dashing out, looking long, seeing C long. Lev trying to work the extremities a bit to make sure they're not losing map.
Gotta go!
Little do they know. Kind of just a fight on every front once they move forward from MIBR. Oh. Tex just trying to play safe, and Mazzino was going to be that extra contact there. It did not work out. Cleaned up, and one by one, Lev insert remove. Go in, either leave somebody or take everyone out and hit the next spot here. Super methodical.
Hey, see, Leviatán just really respects the MIBR plays. Talk about aggression, some things that they do on the defensive side of this map. Just winning here with 30 seconds left. One of the slowest anti-ecos I've seen so far.
30 seconds
Such
left.
a good team of Leviatán. The high-low could do some damage, though, from both Zekin and Verno.
Oh, and Neon knows his trademark caught Aspas coming around the back, so this is the time to activate. Oh, and it's so good. Neon clears 2 on short. This is the spike plant coming in for Sato, so they can get that dimensional drift online even sooner. And yeah, you said extra slow. They only lose spike in the process here.
Yeah, and Tex just pretty sure got hurt well, but the camera will confirm that he's flanking here. So King is looking to pick up an easy frag now. But MIBR will have to be in a position here that would be enough for Aspas to get the operator out on defense.
Does seem like it'll be a saving grace, being able to get him on at least a line so the team can be confident about working the other 2 sites. Another round synced up for Lev. Oh, and another orb coming in for Sato too. He does not let Aspas get away clean on that.
Yeah. King looking across the table right now, looking across the stage. IGL calling against 3 of his old teammates. Being Mazzino, Aspas, and Tex all together have won stage 2 of 2024 with Leviatán. Made it to a deep run at Champs. 3rd place finisher in 2024 as well. And since then, though, unfortunately, has parted ways. We're now King reigns and leads a new roster and owns up right now. And speaking about owning, though, it's MIBR pushing forward for these picks. Talk about aggression.
Answered 1, but they don't know the timing. Spike can't know. MIBR is going to back up. Crazy stuff. We did not see any of that really on Abyss from MIBR. There was a few rounds from Lev, so it's nice to see them wake up a bit and get in Lev's face. We might get a little more back and forth this map too.
Yeah, Odin pressure with the walkdown seems to be quite good too, as Aspas does have that operator moving into this round. Even though here, Leviatán, they still want to work that map a little bit. I could respect this. You're trying to figure out as well where the setup and how the Cypher also setups on site. You're seeing where bull trips are going to be set up right now. Spike Zine continues to move forward. And that might give them an advantage later on when they're trying to go for these C-site hits. If they want to pop quickly like they did on Abyss, Leviatán has the knowledge of how they could actually add that pressure against Tex anchoring on C. They still got a plant, though.
Yeah, slowly moving out. Money's there. A few kills to come. For some reason, it seems like Lev can always pick up a few. Maybe not against Tex, though. He has been just on too much. A 3rd one there as soon as he sees King. And MIBR will secure another round.
Yeah, you talked about so many players in this server right now who's won global trophies. Tex, unfortunately, not yet.
Yeah.
Ever since he made it here on the VCT stage with the Guard back in 2024, has only won a regional. So 1 trophy being the Ascension Trophy with the Guard, this one with the local VCT Stage 2 one. He's looking to go for a deep run on a global stage here with MIBR. Remember what we talked about earlier, the resurgence that he's had, impact frags that he's brought up, the amount of clutches that he also had on this map against EG. Finding salvation right now from his performances at the beginning of this year. Damaged as Neon trying to go for an odd pick at the beginning. Down towards the A line. He's going to get pushed back for a bit. Leviatán still wants to group up, though. Or a second wave hit. 5 players leaning over on the A side. Dart's too late.
I'm out of here.
Oh.
Actually, Jaws pings everybody. Tries to switch the operator. They know Aspas is there now. And this is going to be the dive-in. Both of them backside actually through that fast lane. Pretty good trickery, but they're not ready for the flashes to come through. Zekin still has that power. 5 members still for MIBR to crash into this site. They're trying to pre-spam with the Odin, get some drop-ins from heaven here, but they're being stalled out quite a bit. as the spike can finally get planted by Lev.
Verno has drone too, so he's going to move towards heaven and try to get a ping here. That will allow Mazino to swing out. Third retake about to start. Trading weapons too, so the Ospas can slide in.
Spike on Zekin. Huge retake factor taken away. Neon Wait taking down Mazino. And now they have a line of scrimmage in the site. Lev just across that diagonal. It's going to be impossible for MIBR to retake and actually cover each other. So they start to turn around the operator. Too important.
So we're missing a bit though, unfortunately for MIBR. Verno at least will be able to save his Omen in the next round, but I feel like what was trying to happen, I think could have gotten way more value with a flash drone to maybe try to look into the site. But Zekin was still back down towards that spawn sign. Not allowing the drone to get value, not allowing the retake to get any value, as well as Zekin just took one step too early right over here when Ospas was still waiting for his fast lane to be deployed over on the A site. And he just couldn't engage for the retake. Looks like Sato was also able to read lips across the stage too when MIBR won the pistol. But another one of those games here, just like the first map between these two teams, where it's going back and forth.
Already towards Garage. They continue to make this clone play. They're only looking for Tex though, and now it's actually going to be Zekin and Mazino. So a little swap of the roster who's covering Garage for MIBR. Leaves Lev Spike down. Player, that is. And Mazino will drop Sato, so it's looking even better here. As the back and forth might just continue on that checkerboard of a scoreline. Oh, saw ya. Just caught a glimpse.
Still have a lot of time to work with right now, though, so Blow's walking up, I'd like it, so he doesn't give the audio cue for Zekin to push out towards the garage. So Lev will still get a plant down, and if they anchor up towards that B site, if MIBR is not clean, just like they were last round on A site, this gives a chance for Lev to win this.
Lev has to get an early kill here. 3v5 site hold on B means MIBR can come from everywhere. And the first one's going to be out front, and he still gets a kill. Neon now Bunny can set up for another one, protected by Blows. And it's only going to be Ospas coming from that C side. He has all the time to get another kill. MIBR falls, another member. It's going to be even tougher to get in. Forced into the play, and no kill comes from that, but it's going to be the swing now from Verno. Oh my God, Blows! Collects the 3! Unthinkable! A Red Bull clutch as Leviatán secure another round.
What a flick of the third player as well! Blows coming up huge in the clutch. Another one who's had big numbers in the clutch this stage. Look at this shot onto Tex.
He didn't even realize. Look at him. I just did that?
What a crazy shot. Yeah, that is going to stop that momentum for MIBR. I think it was a 5 versus 3 too. They dropped both duelists early for MIBR, yet you still have the supporting cast of Leviatán to win the round. Jeez. It's not always going to have to be on Neon and Sato. The rest are so dangerous across the board for Leviatán.
And Fraud has to hit the cool-off button, more so as well as the timeout button here to get in MIBR's ear. You can see Verno's stage 2 stats coming out here. Just that switch of the IGL. Been playing quite a bit better and really coming into his own. I think being vocal is such a new thing again for these guys. It was such a quiet team on MIBR, and they are getting a little bit of life out of it from everyone.
Yeah, Verno, he, just like a couple of his teammates being Tex, in search of reaching back the international stage.
Yeah.
He's had a lot of moments so far where what made him shine too in this stage was his clutch scenarios, his clutch situations. He had a few on Abyss, but unfortunately couldn't close it out. And also stepping away here from the IGR role has also allowed for him to really bring more value in his aim, his mechanics. Winning these high moments for MIBR. But you cannot always rely on the clutches of Verno and Tex for the last few weeks. Need to be a little bit more unified for MIBR if you want to try to make it here to Sao Paulo. Top 2 is what they need. Anything outside of that, they also miss out on their chances to make it to Shanghai. But now also one map behind. They have to win their map pick and try to force this onto Lotus.
They're playing the contact game. Trying something new each and every round. Eat a paranoia. That'll block them off for a moment. And MIBR starts to rotate here. Seems like Lev is pretty committed to this situation.
Should be easy for them too. They could Hunter's Fury with the Dimensional Drift. Yep.
Combo 1, 2, 3. I'm right next to him. Just ult me. Oh, it's so dirty. No more of that coming through. Just the Sentry Sato in the sight, letting him know where the team is, but Aspas is still there. The turret, the human turret flicks around, but it's not gonna be enough. Too many members swarm him and take him down. And now Tex, a story we all know all too well, having to rotate over here with the speed Lev takes the site. He continues to be left in unwinnable situations. Lev get 5 rounds.
The body block from Sato, old school style with the wombo combo there from both ults between him and Blows. Even TP's out in the open inside the site despite the chaos there, and it's pretty much going to be dead to rights coming out. Look at that stuns too, like all the util following around the Yoru ult. Amazing coordination coming out from Leviatán. It comes back to what Coach Zhine was mentioning before. Sometimes, yes, it's set plays, but it's how you react off the whiff, on the fly when these plays are happening. The util is just so good for Leviatán.
And their reaction to those plays are so good in the moment when they need it. Sato, the entire team has said it over and over again here as we get the spike planted at B. Just a handful of seconds into the round and the TP out. Just upgraded to the jet dash, from the jet dash, I should say. Neon pushing with the op. Why keep it from afar when you TP out? Trying to get the early plays. A huge paranoia coming in, but it's still covered as Lev has the answers. A ping does get a good read onto Tex, but they're getting pushed off of the spike. No defuse has happened just yet. Tex with a 6th sense. They were able to take down Blows this time. He won't have the clutch potential. Wait, they're just sitting out front. They weren't really protecting themselves or the spike. The 1v2 now for Zekin as he's forced again into an unwinnable situation for MIBR, and Lev pick up another round.
MIBR were desperate there on a 3 versus 3, just hoping to get something off the neural theft from Tex, that they could get a lucky ping and spray behind Zekin's wall. Unfortunately there, Leviatán stays stoic and patient. Losing also Mazzino trying to flood out there. There's no smoke that can cover the defuse. Just so difficult there for MIBR to coordinate the retake. And Leviatán, another one of those stories where they're running away with the map again. But this time way earlier than Abyss.
You feel like it's something Lev is just good at doing, is making a team forget those fundamentals with how fast they play. So MIBR turn up the heat. It's what they need. Pick up a gun, reset, and that's huge. They drop it over to Zekin so he can get some retake potential on and even push with this run it back.
Yeah, picked up the orb after the rifle. And there's the rifle gone.
No, he wish he ran back, actually, is what we were saying. Hello. And that is a huge pickup. Stop everything you're doing and get over to A. Oh, they're still pushing. Trying to source a few of these guns, but they're getting themselves in a real sticky situation as Tex just needs a few more to protect this. Good damage, though, if they can get a few more guns here, and Verno can be a nuisance.
And that is, once again, to bring their praise here onto King. But that sliver, though, allows, exactly, the call out for Verno to get that pick. A 2 versus 2 going up.
We're going deathmatch again. This is going to be one of those rounds. In and out of the wall, trying to clear it. Verno smarter than that. Now the fight coming in. Neon trades one, but Verno's going to be there for the 3rd. What are we witnessing right now?
Verno just sneaking through, too. Neon, when he first swung back into the spawn and got that pick onto Zekin, I'm pretty sure he saw Verno there, so it should have kept the team ready for the continuous push coming out here from Verno. I was just about to mention, with Blows falling down there and King calling for them to fight back into the A main to drop down the players with the pistols, they lost track of Verno. And the communication continues forward, and finally we get something in terms of luck out of MIBR. They get their own 30 back in. Starting to find a little bit of life back in this fight.
If they don't get dimensional drift out of their ults here, they might be able to create somewhat of a snowball and start to attack back at Lev, but it almost, you feel like it has to happen. I mean, Verno's got a bank account, but everybody else are hurting.
There's that walk down mid again from MIBR. Different positioning as well, but it seems as though despite them playing head-to-head last time on this map, it's still the Leviatán spread across the map and not going for the early mid control. And that's the call here from MIBR as well. We'll talk about it while this Dimensional Drift finds the information. It's because they're not playing with a Cypher. So if you're not posting somebody there to watch those lanes, it could take advantage of by the defense.
Sato's noise
Let's play.
pulls MIBR off A. Kills on all over, you should say. Everno's back in the spot he was last round, as he just feels comfortable where Lev buys guns. And Tex is in the sight. He's actually got in front of the smoke, but he, second guessed his angle. King and Neon punish MIBR in their transition back to the site.
Just unlucky timing, because Tex was looking left as soon as Spike broke the trip. Allowed for King to swing out. It's just a little bit of a timing thing. Nothing coordinated out of that one. Just Lady Luck shining back over on the side of Leviatán. We're looking to dominate this series and just move forward here in the playoffs of the VCT Americas.
Crazy from Lev right now. The ability to continue to come up with new things, innovate, and keep their opponents guessing. Again, they've always said they feel like a lot of their strength comes when, or it's easier to play new teams, I should say, when these internationals, when they don't know how Lev plays. So at home, it's always got to be different. They got to think about their opponent somehow. They always have an answer in that book. So big credit to the coaching staff and the players. Oh, that's almost a death sentence. How does he peek that and still live? The flashes are so good here to keep it protected. So now they get that crossfire. But the insert of Verno. They don't get out of this for free, right? Because the play is supposed to be MIBR's here with somebody pushed up.
It's got that kill blinded as well. The best weapon is the insert of Verno at the bottom.
Okay.
Feels like he has to make a play on his own, and he does so finally.
10-6 there on the scoreboard for a reason, because he has taken things into his own hands. Oh, and the spray. He saved. Huge play from Aspas to get the relay bolt in there and lock them down. 5 HP now for Sato, when they could not finalize that kill.
Aspas saved him by spraying a bandit of all weapons, too. Sato's down to 5 HP. So still being able to recycle their best weapon so far, there is still some hope. If Verno could get another pick here, gives him a Hunter's Fury that they could get value out of, but you can see it now. MIBR giving up the space for Leviatán to take, and I think that might be the final nail in the coffin here for Leviatán to take the round.
Little Aspas push. Sato is more than happy to grab an orb and go down in these situations. It's just being a part of it. And yeah, the kill there, and there where Verno's coming from, and they'll suspect where Tex is. But Lev continue to play these slow rounds out, giving full respect to what MIBR can have on the low buys, because we've seen him punish already. And it has just been round after round here. Like you said, Vans, a lot different than Abyss, as Lev are fully on line now with an 8-3 score line.
I love how Tex was just desperate, running inside the A-link, trying to find that weapon that was left behind, but it got juggled away by Leviatán after they went for that plant. Look at this pick. Just beautiful from Spike. Just the amount of times that you're facing off against Phoenixes so far, or just playing Phoenix yourself, you kind of know the timings of when the Phoenixes are going to come outside of that flash. Leviatán, who are looking to move forward in this bracket to face off against 100 Thieves. Again, the team... Oh, wait, hold on, I thought.
Pushing forward. This is the second or third time MIBR has done this, and they have to come up with something if they're going to put the pressure on. But it's 1 and 1 and 1 in how the fights come to fruition for Leviatán, and they are winning their 1v1s right now. See Sato here just on the line. Vandal would have taken him out, but he gets Verno diffed with 10 HP there to limp up the stairs and see if they can't put any more damage down on Lev here.
Teleport's ready.
Trying to get a fast TP back towards the spawn. I think a drone paranoia will be kind of good here so that Verno could get a spray.
Very close. Oh my, he's drawing Verno up there in heaven.
One enemy remaining.
And now Neon's not even distracted.
He was supposed to.
He was supposed to be distracted. Catches the last few steps and is able to make the transition from the low-high kill there. Everybody firing here. The 9-3 first half for Leviatán.
Yeah, as mentioned, next matchup, should they win this one here, is to play against 100 Thieves. The ones have been inspired by the Phoenix play of Leviatán. And if that happens, that's going to be a very fun semis. But MIBR, they have to find something here. Again, they're also desperate to try to make it to Shanghai, and they need this win.
MIBR take the attack side when we come back. Don't go anywhere.
Whenever I use Zowie models, I would say I just feel my element. Demon 1 is good! Without Nyack, the biggest difference was the ghosting. It was a immediate change. If you see something and it's not actually there, you're gonna miss your shot. Black Equalizer and Vibrance, I can react quicker to it, I can shoot better at it.
This guy is just spectacular!
And that way I can always trust him, that I can just focus on competing. My performance will always be at the top level.
Zowie.
Sea que pude hacerlo, sobrepasar lo que puedan decir de mí, y que en mi callejón hay gente que son ejemplares para ti. En mi callejón hice mi vida.
Well, it's not a secret that a lot of teams have been copying LEV, their comps, and the playstyle. And Owner, for you as a head coach of this team that everybody's trying to copy, what are you doing right now? What were you able to do in this time off to make sure that you continue to stay ahead?
I think that we set the meta on some maps, for example, Heaven, Split, Ascent, maybe, but it's not the whole pool, you know. There's other maps that some teams are playing other type of compositions, you know. But I think that there are some things that we didn't show yet on some maps. Hopefully, we are gonna play Abyss anytime soon, so people are gonna find it really fun.
I'm very excited to see it. Thank you so much.
All right, let's get the second half underway and lock in with the #1 VPN, ExpressVPN. And honestly, this would be a time for MIBR to kind of just copy what LEV is doing. A 9-3 scoreline would be perfect. Figure out how to get in their heads and play this.
I just want to go back to what Coach Owner just mentioned before getting into this game. He was just telling Dan Dryad that they've defined the meta of this double duelist on maps like Haven over here, that teams should be ready to play against this. But there are also comps that they haven't shown yet. And this is probably one of them. So as MIBR is so prepared to play against a Phoenix, now you have this Euro coming out. One of those big combination plays that we saw in the anti-eco that got so much value from blows with the Hunter's Fury. MIBR was not ready for that. And this time not ready for the fight down towards that long C line. Two of them are heavily wounded, being Tex and Zekin forced to fall back. Even Zekin wasting his hot hands to just re-heal for them to finish potentially towards this B site. A desperate pistol round needed for them. If not, they get knocked down to the lower brackets to play against Evil Geniuses.
Neon takes down Verno to start it off, so no util to really see what's going to be in the site here. We're going to have to source this out and walk it in, and that's not going to work out for him. Every angle is covered still. Oh, he's going for the right click, and he does the quad burst for the quad kill. Neon is disgusting.
One bullet left off the Headhunter to land that right in the dome of Mazzino. And yeah, a 4-piece. 19-6 right now. The first map was defined by Sato on the Phoenix. This time it's Neon. It feels like it's a race between those two to see who's going to win the MVP of this year. Is it going to be Sato, who had the start from last year with Leviatán? Or is it going to be Neon, who won MVP of Masters London and potentially now at the forefront of the MVP of the VCT Americas this year?
God, they have a trick for everything. Lev knows it, though. I love the push on for Zeka to try and get that. Aspas is ready as they're able to close in on multiple sides. And Lev, that's the fast moment. That's when they realize we have to act quickly. And they just take control of a situation. Looks like it could get out of hand.
The series is getting out of hand.
Yes.
MIBR losing a pistol right now will have to be put into potentially a forced scenario for the rest of this map. They've chosen to play on this one. Coach Fraud mentioning that it is one of their strongest map, which is why that they like to float it against their opponents. Unfortunately here, not finding any answer against Leviatán. And 2 rounds away, potentially here, of losing the opportunity of moving forward in the upper brackets. They'll have to go into a lower bracket run. Will they have to be unstoppable all the way to the grand finals if they want to make it here to Champs Shanghai?
It's a tall task, but it is the goal that MIBR set out for this year. We've seen teams find it right at the last moment here. Lev's not going to let it happen, though. We'll see how MIBR can take this game back. Let's listen in this round.
Yep.
One more shot, guys.
Let's go,
Let's go, eh? Group up, eh?
Okay. Short.
Hey, 1 HP short.
2 short. 2 short. Only Astra none. 1 HP Sova.
I'm in B.
One more, Neon.
That was a 30.
She's aiding already.
There's 0, probably.
One enemy remaining.
3 killed.
You have like 2 bullets.
Yeah, 2 bullets. Exactly.
He's at 50.
It's a Neon, he's fast.
Shadows traveling.
Hit 70 total.
Spike planted.
Nice try, bro. Hey, you back now?
Almost some clean shots coming out from Mazzino to save that round for MIBR. But you see how they were trying to contest back into the A choke. Yes, they got pressured in the first place. They thought that they pushed Leviatán back into the A site. So Mazzino calls group up towards A. 2 of them said hurt. They're already walking down. And suddenly, Blows, who's playing off angle right here. 1 tap, 2 tap, and 2 bodies gone, including a spike. No chance now for MIBR to really come back in this game. It's a 3-2 scoreline. Just domination out of Leviatán.
Timeout from MIBR. Always seems at a moment to really cool off Leviatán. Not kind of fix a problem, but they do also need to do that. They got to figure out what is the way in. It hasn't been to get on the line, get the operator. A lot of those main avenues are not working here for the side of MIBR.
Yeah, I mean, even when Tex died to Spike over on the A link, he said no information. So it almost feels like it goes back into the MIBR ways of kickoff, where you see that 4 players are trying to hit together on the attack side. Tex is trying to get his insert, his lurks. Even on the defensive side, everybody just dies all at once, maybe from lack of communication or how to work around that map. And then the woes here of kickoff lingering back. They who had such a good stage 2 for MIBR saw potentially a bounce back going into the play-ins to the playoffs. But now when you're tested by the most recent champs being Masters London and Leviatán, reality hits that there's still a lot of work to be done for the MIBR squad to make their lower bracket run.
Fast is the name of the game. Just kind of waiting for that Odin to dwindle in ammunition, and it only dwindles through the wall into all of the members of MIBR. They have not seen a single member of Leviatán yet this round, and this is their bye round. Now they're finally peeking out of the woodwork. King's able to take down Zekin, and he's still just spraying Tex. What is this round? It is a nightmare for MIBR right now.
Loves that spot with the judge.
Oh my God. Why does Spike have an Odin again? What is going on? There's King with 1, Spike with 1, Neon the op. They are reaching in to the pockets for the win. They feel like gold, and they're looking for it once again. Leviatán take down MIBR in 2.
There goes my predictions, just dominated after witnessing what just happened in these 2 series. I thought it was going to be one of those, hey, it's been a couple of weeks since we played. We might come in cold here. MIBR coming in from the play-ins should have had a better look going into the series. But Leviatán, they never stopped. And they were looking mad good on their map of Abyss. A map that came back into their map rotation, and also showing that playing double duelist, no matter what double duelist you want to utilize here for Leviatán in these playoffs, they'll continue to be unstoppable.
Can't stop, won't stop. We now get to see the Yoru comp. Cliff was like, yeah, you know, yeah, might have something different there. Oh my God, did they? And they were able to elaborate on that composition even while playing it and make different things happen. They seem unstoppable. Definitely in a demon-like form here as they reach playoffs, and there is more to see from this team now that they put Abyss back in their pool. You mentioned not having to work with Breeze anymore. Watch out for the chess game they play before they get onto the server.